Hi, this is Not Too Fast here. In today's video, I will be installing this hardwire kit for my radar detector. This is the Uniden R3 that I recently reviewed. I'll also be installing this mirror mount. So instead of using the windshield suction cup mounts, I'm going to mount this right below my rear view mirror. Let me first quickly show you this Uniden hardwire kit. And this one retails for about $10, not very expensive. As you can see, it does have the RJ11 plug. You plug into the detector, and then on the other end we have a simple positive and negative connection. Now for those of you who might be interested in knowing the pinout on this RJ11 connector before I install this wiring harness, let me zoom in here and I'll show you this connector. Now this is a standard RJ11 connector, and RJ11 has 6 pins, but as you can see, this one only uses the 4 middle pins there. So if you're counting pins from top to bottom, pin 1 is not used, pin 2 is not used, pin 3 is your common, pin 4 is your positive 12 volt wire, pin 5 is not used, and pin 6 is not used. And to make this cable, you'll have one end with the RJ11 connector. On the other end, you're going to have the positive and negative cable, and the positive side is fused, and this one here is a 2 amp fuse that they're using. So let's go to the vehicle and I'll show you how to install this. Let's start by installing this rear view mirror mount. The overall construction of this mount is all metal, is very solid. Now at the top you see this clamp. This will get clamped onto the arm of the rear view mirror. At the bottom there's this bracket that'll slide into the Uniden R3 radar detector. First we'll remove one of the screw on this top clamp. Place a clamp over the rear view mirror. Now we'll install that screw back in. Now tighten the screws on both sides. In the middle we have 2 adjustment knobs. When you loosen them, you can adjust the angle. Once you have it set to the right position, tighten it, and it'll hold the mount in that position. Now I'm going to remove the radar detector from the windshield mount. Press a button right here. It'll come out. Now I can slide the radar detector onto the new mount. To install this hardwire kit is very simple. You'll notice on one end we have these 2 wires. The red wire will connect to your 12 volt source. The black wire is chassis ground. On the other end of the cable we have this RJ11 connector that plugs into your radar detector. Now for this install, I'll also be using a fuse tap that you see right here. And you'll notice on the fuse tap, we have 2 slots for fuses. The top one is for your accessory. The bottom one is the factory fuse if you have one. So the voltage will come in on the left side here, go through the fuse, and go out on the right side to this wire. And then I'll be crimping the red wire from the hardwire kit to this butt connector here. And this is how it gets its power source to the radar detector. Remove this panel for the fuse box. Looking at the sticker for the fuses, you see we have 3 spots for the accessory power. I'm going to tap the top one right here. Here I'm going to remove this fuse. Make sure you install this factory fuse into the bottom slot of this fuse tap. Now you also need to get a multimeter and check which side of the fuse the voltage comes in on. So on this vehicle, the 12 volt comes in on the right side. It goes through the fuse and then goes out to your accessory. So on this vehicle, you'll need to install the fuse tap in this position because the voltage is coming in on the right and goes out on the left. Now crimp the red wire from the fuse tap to the red wire on the hardwire kit. Next, locate a good chassis ground on the vehicle and connect the black wire to it. On my vehicle, there is a grounding bolt underneath the hood release, and that's where I connected my ground wire. What you want to do is pull back on the weather stripping right here. And then we'll tuck the cable back into the slot right here, all the way up to the headliner. Now we can put the weather stripping back on. You can pull back on this panel, there's a clip holding it, and then we'll tuck the wire behind this and up to the headliner. So I've ran the power cable to the middle of the headliner and down to the radar detector. Here's a plug. Plug it into the side here. When I turn on the ignition, the radar detector will turn on. Well, I hope you enjoy watching this video on how to hardwire a radar detector into your vehicle. As you can see, this installation is not very difficult. If you're interested in doing this on your own vehicle, I'll include the link for the parts in the description below. If you have any questions or comments, leave one in the comments section. And don't forget to click on the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.